Hello, friends. It's your old buddy Chuck the Book Dweller. It's been a while since I did a video, and I thought, well, I got to get back in action here. First of all, I want to thank my buddy Coy for hooking me up with this Skunk Dog t-shirt. They're local in and around Cincinnati band, and they are recording their new record. So thanks, Coy. Looking forward to seeing you guys live and checking out your music. So I thought I would do another author spotlight. And I thought about it, who could I do, and I've got plenty of books. I've got enough books for like 4 book calls, so stay tuned for that. More videos will be coming. But I thought, let's do Harlan Ellison. I see people post pictures of his books on Instagram, and I thought, that's a good place to go. So I got a nice little stack here. I will have a music spotlight. It'll be Bolt Thrower this time around. Years ago when we were in San Francisco, we just got a computer, and I started to figure out how to use it, and I was looking up author phone numbers, and sure enough, Harlan Ellison's, it was available. So I called the number. He answered. It was a period where he was pretty sick. It was in the early 90s. He had had some health problems, and I told him I was a big fan from Ohio, but I lived in San Francisco, and I was just calling to see how he was doing. And he was actually, believe it or not, pretty sweet. Talked to him for about a minute. He said, well, thanks for calling. Take care. So that was pretty cool. Then another time I was up on Haight Street with my wife. We were walking down and came to a little place called the Booksmith. And they had a big front window. And we're walking down, and you look in and you see Harlan Ellison sitting in the front window with an old typewriter. And he was doing a charity thing. And the celebrity guest was Robin Williams. Robin Williams had taken an envelope, wrote the title of a story, gave it to Ellison, and he had 1 hour to do the story. And it was $25 to get into this raffle. So when he did, it was a typed out one of one, and I can't remember what the prize was or how much they raised, but it was a charity thing. So that's 2 of my quick Harlan Ellison stories. And of course, I'd seen him at conventions, but I thought I'd do one. I think what I'll do is I'll start out with some paperbacks. I took them all out of plastics because of the glare. And I've got quite a stack here. We'll do the paperbacks first, then we'll do the hardbacks, and then we'll do the music. So let's get started here. I'm going to do the paperbacks that I have multiple copies of first. And right off the bat, let's start out with I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream. The old paperback. Here's the second copy I have. Moving on, I have 2 copies of Strange Wine. This one still says $5 on there, but I doubt that I paid that much for it. It's got a pretty cool back illustration on it too. And here's the much better copy. I like that gold embossing because I used to work on a printing press. Very cool. 2 copies of Strange Wine. Next one I got just recently. You're going to hear me knocking over books because they're stacked precariously on my laundry basket. This is one I picked up really cheap. It's in rough shape, but this is No Doors, No Windows. Kind of rough. I don't think anybody's going to turn down the Harlan Ellison book from a thrift store. And this one's a cool cover too. This is No Doors, No Windows. Obviously a later edition. So 2 copies of that. This one I have 3 copies of. This is Pain God and Other Delusions. Great title. Great artwork too. Here's an older edition of Pain God. And here's the 3rd copy, same as the 2nd. Can't turn them down if I find them cheap. And I have 2 copies of Web of the City. This looks like a much older copy. Okay. So there's the paperbacks that I have doubles of. And here we go with another stack of standalones. From the Land of Fear. Some of these have the cool colored. This one's got green. I missed a couple, but that's okay. Deathbird Stories. This one's called Shatterday. Great, great artwork. Great pictures of Uncle Harlan. This is the Glass Teat. I'm not going to tell you all the dates and all the publishing houses. The video is going to be long enough as it is. And this is the other Glass Teat. There again, it's got the colored edges. Very cool. This is All the Sounds of Fear. A lot of these are short story collections. That's what, basically what Harlan was known for. And a million other things. This one, I remember reading this one. This is Earthman Go Home. Original title, Ellison Wonderland. What a great cover. And it's orange leaf. Love Ain't Nothing But Sex Misspelled. And this is Ellison Wonderland. So that Earthman Go Home, I just realized that was this. Over the Edge. Stories from Somewhere Else. That's great. I remember watching Harlan on the Sci-Fi Buzz years ago when Sci-Fi Channel first came on. I would look forward every week to see his commentary and recommendations. Fantastic. The Beast That Shouted Love at the Heart of the World. Look at this great. Looks like a death metal cover. How cool is that? Memos from Purgatory. So I can keep that glare down, the glare off my balding head. Spider Kiss. The Deadly Streets. I noticed that some of these have numbers right there. Looks like number 8. Colored edges again. Here are Harlan with multiple people or anthologies. Again, Dangerous Visions, Part 2. I have the hardbacks too. So this is a little rough copy, but I'm never going to turn them down when I find them cheap. Partners in Wonder, science fiction stories by Harlan Ellison, and a whole list. I don't know if you can see those. Back. Fading reddish orange. Phoenix Without Ashes by Edward Bryant and Harlan Ellison. I met Edward Bryant. Harlan Ellison was at this convention, but he gets curmudgeon-y, and if he's curmudgeon-y, I don't approach people. But Edward Bryant was a real sweetheart. What a really nice guy. Not saying that Ellison's not, but temperamental would be the name. This one is called Doomsman by Harlan Ellison and The Thief of Thoth by Lynn Carter. It's one of those 2-in-1s. Very cool cover. Actually, very, very cool. And this one has Run for the Stars by Harlan Ellison and Echoes of Thunder by Jack Dan and Jack C. Haldeman II. I'm assuming that's the second. That's a little bit tougher to see. And then the last is a little bit of an oversized paperback. It's called Sleepless Nights in the Procrustean Bed, Essays by Harlan Ellison. Can't remember where I found this. Could have been a thrift store. Because look at the edges are really rough. But it's still a Harlan Ellison book. Very cool. Okay, believe it or not, I didn't spill all those. So there's the paperbacks. And the hardbacks are just right here out of sight of the camera. So I've just got a couple that I have doubles of. This is Approaching Oblivion, Road Songs of the Treadmill Toward Tomorrow. Forward by Michael Crichton. Pretty cool. It's sun faded. So I can't remember if I got this at a flea market or where I got this. But still cool. And then here's the second one. Check this out. Here's what the two different covers look like. Here's the backs. So Approaching Oblivion, two different hardbacks. Very nice. Here's one I found the other day. I believe this was at a thrift store. It had to be. This is Angry Candy with no dust jacket. I'm thinking I paid $1 for this thing. Other than no dust jacket, it's in great condition. That was a great find. And here's the real one. Harlan Ellison, Angry Candy. Now, I remember him, he was at doing a panel. And he was talking about how you get people to buy your books. And he was saying the reason why he made everything so small here is it forced people to come up and look at it on the shelf and go, what is that? And he said if you can get them that close, you've pretty much got them sold. So, words of wisdom from the great Harlan Ellison. Here's one I picked up the other day. This was like $1 or $2 also. Check it out. Harlan Ellison, Isaac Asimov, I, Robot, the illustrated screenplay. You can see it's play. Oversized paperback. This happened to fall in here. This is probably my favorite Ellison that I ever read. Let's see if we can get this in there. Harlan Ellison, Mephisto and Onyx. Red foil stamp. Let me open this up for you, see if you can get the scope of that. Got a foreword. I believe the artwork in the foreword is by Frank Miller, who we all know from Batman. But this is the one Ellison said this was him at his finest. It's a picture of Harlan. It's a little oblong-shaped hardback with Frank Miller. Fantastic, man. I guess you can find these. I know the limited edition actually came in a metal cage, but that was a little bit out of my league there. So I have to say that was probably my favorite. I had to read it twice because it was it was brilliant. And this one I found at a thrift store the other day too. Some of these I show on my Instagram page. So if anybody from YouTube wants to go over to the Book Dwellers Instagram page, simple enough. God, I want to say this was $1, maybe $2. Look at that. Harlan Ellison Edgeworks 2. It's got Spider Kiss and Stalking the Nightmare. I know that's got a lot of glare, but what a fantastic find for $1 or $2. Super cool. And here's an old beat-up hardback, but it's super cool. The Beast That Shouted Love at the Heart of the World. Freaking Harlan looks like the Fonz, man. What a cool guy. Check out this old copy of Dangerous Visions. I didn't take any of the plastics off the hardbacks because they're no wraparounds. I paid $4 for this one. I still have the receipts. Very cool. Is this the one I think that's got the Kurt Vonnegut story in it? That was so great. So that's an old-timey Dangerous Visions. Here's Dangerous Visions 2, which I showed the paperback earlier. This one's a little bit rough, but who cares? 46 original stories. A little rough, but still cool. Here's one I had the paperback. Deathbird Stories. Shatter Day. I have the paperback. Showed you the paperback of that too. You're not going to believe the price on this. $2.50. Harlan Ellison hardcover. This one I got at the thrift store the other day too. You're never going to guess how much. Can you read that? $1. This is Harlan Ellison's Slippage. Previously uncollected, precariously poised stories. Oversized paperback. Very cool. Here is Alone Against Tomorrow, Stories of Alienation in Speculative Fiction. I didn't even stutter over that. Here's the great part. Look at this great picture on the back. Man, so cool. Here is, oh, this is beautiful. Stalking the Nightmare. I'm going to see if I can open this up all the way. Can you check? I don't know if that plastic you can see that, but how awesome is that? I paid $6 for this. I got a foreword by Stephen King. Look at this by itself. Fantastic. Here is a monster one, Harlan Ellison's Watching. Here's the back of it, back cover. $9.50 I paid for that. That's a lot for me. And here's the last Harlan Ellison book with this wonderful video. I'm glad everyone's... If you stuck around, thank you so much, because I really enjoyed just putting all this stuff together. This is a biggie. The Essential Ellison. Check it out. I think this goes back to when he was 15 years old and forward. This is a monster chunker here. 1,012 pages. I'll just give you it, if I can hold it up. So that concludes the Harlan Ellison collection. And I want to move right in, because the video is getting long, I want to move right into my musical spotlight, which is Bolt Thrower. In Battle, There Is No Law. This is they're British band, British, deathy, but they got a lot of mid-tempo metal stuff. So there's both sides of that. This is Realm of Chaos. As you can probably tell, they're big video game fans. I just love a lot of that slower, just, man, fantastic. There's a double for victory. Or maybe that is not a double. No, that's a single disc. Here's another one. You can tell they're video game fans. War Master. Mercenary. As far as I know, I have an album or two downstairs, but I'm not going to go dig them out. The whole place is under construction here. This is the Peel Sessions. The Free Glare. All day long Free Glare. The Fourth Crusade. There we go. So that does it. That's Harlan Ellison and Bolt Thrower. Like I say, I've got a ton of books here. I've got enough for 3 or 4 big book hauls. So I'm running behind, but if you want to call it that, life happens. A shout out to all my friends on BookTube, all my friends on Bookstagram. I usually post a picture of something every day on Bookstagram. If any of my friends on Facebook see this, please come over to the channel, like and subscribe, or tell somebody, I don't care. But I really enjoyed doing this video. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do one next Saturday. So stay tuned for that. I'm going to make that a book haul. I'm going to go through and separate all this stuff, make it a book haul. So that's it for now. I hope everybody's having a good week. I hope everybody survives this virus thing or whatever. Don't buy any toilet paper. Don't buy any milk. It's all good. We're all going to live. We're all going to make it to do another video. So take care, everybody.